Good evening. I'll apologize in advance if there's just an abrupt, huge amount of barking because I have no idea. I heard it sounded like a dog out there, and Blue seems very interested out the window, so it could happen. Anyway, obviously, I don't have the mixer yet. It did not come today. Uh, this afternoon, it got marked available for pickup. So hopefully that changes in the morning to out for delivery. I don't know what the deal is. It was Sure Post, so you know how that is. It goes UPS all the way to our local post office, then the post office delivers it. It's been there. It was there at like 3 a.m. Saturday morning, but I don't think that they move Sure Post on the weekends at all. And then, of course, Monday, Columbus Day, so no mail. And yeah. Anyway, my hope is tomorrow you will have better audio. So anyway, more on to the topic at hand. It's kind of interesting watching what's happening in some media. There are some media that is kind of starting to report a little closer to what's going on. I'm not necessarily ready to say that they're reporting truth, although they're starting in that direction. And I have to question, is it because of the pressure? Is it because of the pressure that the people's putting on them? I don't know. And in the end, the big question, like the title, is it enough? Is it enough? Even if we get media to turn and start reporting a little bit more honestly, is that going to change the outcome of anything? I'm going to say no. The reason why is because, folks, there's a serious agenda at hand here. This agenda, the full big picture, has been in place for a long time. This isn't something that just came up since COVID. And all they needed was something to really get it implemented. Just that right reason to be able to get it implemented. Now, I don't know that all of this was orchestrated to bring us to this point and to the point of where we're going, but I will say that they're taking full advantage of it to be able to pull it off. It is insane the amount of things. I'll tell you what, I have comments. I had somebody leave a comment on one of my videos from earlier today, and it's not there. And you guys have heard people report on that. So if that happens, if somebody leaves I'm not deleting comments. If you leave a comment and it's not there, it's not me. The only way I'll delete a comment is if you're hateful towards us or somebody else. I consider anybody that comments on our content as guests, and I won't allow guests to be mistreated. So as long as everybody keeps it civil, I don't care what you guys say. I don't care what you talk about as long as you keep it civil. And this gentleman was more or less just agreeing with everything going on, had a helpful link and all of that. Nice, long, wrote out post. And it's not there. I've got the email that he posted it, and I'm assuming so my apologies if I'm incorrect. But I've got the email, but I can't find the comment. It's not anywhere. So, because I was going to go, thumbs up and heart it, Can't do it. It's not there. So I find that very interesting. I don't know what all Facebook is doing. There is rumors that their outage was to implement some stuff. I don't know about that. I think it was an outage. I honestly think they got got. I don't think that was, I think they got. And I think it was very highly possibly an outside source. I don't know that it was an inside thing. Just my personal opinion. It amounts to a hill of beans. But anyway, I know Facebook is starting to implement a lot of new, we'll call them tools, for lack of more accurate terms, I guess. And it's going to really start stifling things because there is still enough people getting out. And I want to bring something to your attention because it's interesting and I don't know what to make of it. I'm going to show it to you. I've got my opinions, I've got my thoughts, but I honestly can't explain it. And it involves YouTube here. So, as you know, there is a hell of a lot of censorship here on YouTube. A lot. Undeniably. I've seen it for a long time. We've been doing this since 2014. And let me tell you this. We used to be monetized once before, a while back. Like circa 2017, 2018, and possibly 2016. Yeah, I think it started in 2016 through 2018. And I voluntarily gave up that monetization to prove a point. I was proving the point that that's not why we're here. We're not here for the money. I was proving it both to YouTube and to the audience. And at that particular time, we couldn't hardly get anything monetized. I mean, they demonetized just about everything we did. And I just kind of laughed at it. Again, not here for that. And so when I just made the decision to remonetize the channel, I thought, I don't expect to be able to monetize much of anything because here's the thing. I wasn't going to change. I haven't changed. I haven't changed a thing about what I do other than I've been putting out report videos throughout the day. That is the only change we've made here at the Watchman News is I started putting out more content throughout the day, and it hasn't been toned down. It hasn't been avoiding subjects. I don't avoid saying certain words like COVID-19 or vaccine or mandates or, I'm not afraid to say any of those words, and I think I've made that abundantly clear. Look at the videos I put out today. I'm at a loss, and you're going to see why. I couldn't get anything monetized before. Let me bring you over and show you the back end of our YouTube. This is no joke. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom because it lets me choose 10, 30, 50. I'm going to choose 50, so we'll go down 50 and we'll start back at the top. For the last 50 consecutive, over 50 consecutive uploaded videos, there is not a single one that is demonetized. Not a single one. Now, mind you, before you think that we're rolling in dollars now, we don't get crap for views. We've got, very low views. So that's not going to amount to a fortune, believe me. But nonetheless, I find that very interesting because if you listen to our content, if you've been paying attention, watching the videos, I have not. You can tell my position. You can tell my opinion clearly in my content. I don't hide it. I think the only difference that I do that, differs from a lot of other channels is because it's, 90... At very least 95% information and 5% opinion. I only put a little bit of me in there. Why? Because it's news. It's not about me. That's a narcissist thing. It's not about me. It's the news. It's the information. That's why I hope you come. And so I put out the information. Yep, I may say a thing or two about it. You may be able to clearly, and usually can, clearly identify my opinion on the matter. And that's it. It's over. And that's the only thing that I can come up with, is that it's because the content is based around the information and not based around my opinion. And that's the only thing I can come up with. Again, I'm not saying it's right. I have no clue. It doesn't make sense to me. Now live is a different story. Even right now, we're under we're under limited ads. Even right as we're live right now. Once in a while, they might give me a monetization for a live. It seems like they had a couple, 3 bunches of 2s there. I don't know. I don't see any rhyme or reason with it, but the lives we don't get to keep monetization too much. But the uploads, I can't explain it, and I can't even tell you what that amounts to, because we don't even have our first set of numbers yet. So I'm still waiting. So anyway, I thought I just wanted to show you that because it makes no sense, and I have to include it with the discussion because it's completely relevant. So here's my question when it comes to my particular situation. Well, my other question. Okay, are they throwing the dog a bone? Or are they saying, okay, well, we'll let you monetize these videos, but we're going to make sure that they don't make it very far? I don't know, because our views aren't that great, but our views have never been that great. And let me tell you what, I don't expect them to be. I'm not the most personable person. I don't have the best voice. The audio will sound a little better after I get the mixer, but there are reasons. I get that. I get that. I'm not entitled to people. There's a lot of channels that think that they're entitled to viewers and subscribers and all of that. Not entitled to anything. You get out here, you put in your time, you do your thing, and if you get lucky, you might be a big YouTuber. But pretty much it's like a rock star thing at this point in time. If you were here back in the day, it would have been a different story if you'd been here and put in all that time. But a lot of those folks are gone because they've been ran off because of the censorship and the demonetization and all of that stuff. So a lot of those folks have been run off. It kind of reminds me of what they do at companies a lot of times, right? They'll have a group of employees that's been there for a really, really long time. And so their salaries are like huge, and a lot of times they're paying into retirement programs and stuff like that as part of earlier deals like 401ks and stuff like that. And these companies figured out, well, if we can get these employees to get out of here, if we can push these employees out of here, we don't have to offer those benefits to the newer employees, and we'll just kind of start moving new people up the ranks and just not give them as good of a deal, and we make a lot more money. I really honestly think that when the original, I'll call it the original purge of YouTube happened, I think it was largely that. I think it was getting rid of a lot of the channels that were really, really successful in making a huge amount of money. Because I do think that they did run into issues as far as advertising woes and stuff like that. Absolutely. I think that was a thing. I don't know. And I also ask questions on that side of things when it refers to YouTube. And again, it's just, to me, it's only responsible to ask questions and to try to understand, and to understand based on the facts, not understand based on what I want to hear. I'm just looking for the answers. I asked myself the question: is there more advertisers now? Since the whole market thing has shifted, because I mean, the online market is huge, which I think also reinforces why the Biden administration wants the IRS to really dig into bank accounts, because I think there was an extreme amount of business market, the retail market, that went online and has continued to stay online and not so much in person anymore. And I think it was large before and ever growing, but with the COVID-19 pandemic, it just exploded, especially things like Amazon. And you had other companies like Walmart, okay, and more companies than that started working on their next day, delivery kind of stuff. And so there were multiple companies that did it. And so, that's a big deal. And so a lot of people just started shopping that way. Well, I think that's also another reason, possibly, why we might not be seeing so much in the stores. I'm wondering if some of these retailers, the large ones obviously, if they're going to try to steer a little bit away from their big box retail stores, so to speak, and maybe move to something a little bit different, like instead of you going in and browsing, maybe just either pick up and delivery, or have it shipped to your home. Who knows? Who knows? And I know that's off the subject, but I see a lot of changes happening, and we have to kind of look to where those changes are going. We don't know if things are going to completely fall apart in the next 6 months, in the next 6 days, or the next 6 minutes. We don't know. The only thing that we can do is try to analyze the situation the best we can and be the best we can prepared to deal with whatever comes our way. I see a lot of market shifting, and I'm just curious if maybe the internet, the online advertisement revenue is a lot more now as a result of those shifts. So if that's the case, then that's possibly good news for YouTubers, for YouTube creators. I don't know if other YouTube creators are experiencing that, if they're having a lot more things monetized now than what they usually did, or I have no idea. I'm only one me. So, but I find it very interesting, and the only other thing that I can contribute it to is divine intervention, and I wouldn't know. Other YouTubers would have to let me know if that looks like divine intervention to them. I know it's completely surreal to what I remember as the YouTube partnership program, because they wouldn't monetize hardly anything we put up. I don't know. But I do think we're going to see further crackdowns. But to be honest, I think the next huge crackdown that we're going to see is going to be on Facebook. I really, truly think that there's going to be a huge crackdown on Facebook. But before it's all said and done, I kind of have a feeling that these large social media, and I would imagine YouTube as well, but especially Facebook, and especially Twitter, I kind of have a feeling that before it's all said and done, that they're going to wind up being controlled directly by the government, because of all of the stuff going on. And right now, you got so many countries that want to sue Facebook, and YouTube over all the crap that's going on. It's unbelievable. So, who knows the future? Who knows the future for any of this? It does concern me to a level, and the reason why I say that, not necessarily, it concerns me from the psychological level, not necessarily for myself, but man, a lot of people would lose their stuff if they lost social media, like, completely. If Facebook went blink and it was announced it wasn't coming back, there would be a lot of people that would lose their damn minds. And that's one thing that we have to consider. One of the things that I see as a bummer is because there's a lot of people that have a lot of stuff, stored there. A lot of pictures, a lot of memories. There's a lot of people that the only contact or way to contact they have for a hell of a lot of other people is through Facebook. So I mean, it's almost like our personal phone book, if you can imagine, but it's digital, so it can be very easily lost. I mean, it's kind of surreal if you think about it. There's a whole lot of people on my Facebook. In fact, the majority of people on my Facebook, I have no idea how to contact outside of Facebook. A large majority of them. No idea. No idea. Now, to be fair, a large majority of them, I don't care. I'm not their Facebook friends. A large majority of them. You got to understand. I've done a lot of things, and I don't even have a ton of Facebook friends, but I've got people that I know from vaping. I got people that I know from Flight Simulator. People I know from all kinds of different things. And, a lot of times I'm not close or never been close to them, And also a lot of people I went to school with that never was close. They don't give two shits about me, and, pretty mutual. And it's not a matter of disrespect. I don't mean that disrespectful. It's just a matter of fact. I'm not one to cherry coat things. I mean, but anyway, it's all interesting things to ponder, and I don't know where we're going, but I do know this, at least from my experience. At this point right now, through this platform, I still have the ability to speak to you. I still have the ability to communicate. I still have the ability to let you know where my heart is. And actually be monetized in doing it, which is still mind-blowing to me. So it can't be that horribly bad yet. Yeah, of course, there's things I can't say. There are absolutely things I can't say. Well, I won't say them. Do I need to say them? You already know them. I don't need to say them. And if there is something that monumental that I do need to say and can't hear, you can be rest assured it will get uploaded in another place, and you will have a notification video here letting you know to go click on the link in the description to go there so you can see the content. But I just haven't run into anything that's that ground shaking that I can confirm or anything like that that is something that I can't say here. But be rest assured, if it happens, I will do that. I don't know. Like I said, I think before it's all said and done, I think there's going to be a government takeover of social media. And, gosh. I mean, it pretty much already is. Let's not kid ourselves. But, you know what I mean. An actually publicly announced government takeover, not the behind the door ones that's going on right now. And even in committee. I guess you call it committee, hearings, whatever they're doing. I don't pay a whole lot of close attention to it because it's just a circus. So that's all it is anyway. So why waste my time? Anyway, can't think of really any more to add to it. I mean, just get ready. And I'll say this again because I think it needs repeating over and over and over. That good book doesn't anywhere say that it's going to get better anytime soon. Doesn't anywhere. And I know that there's a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of just everyday individuals that would like to think that this can be changed, this can be turned around, this can be stopped. To think so would actually be going against the Father's will. Because I assume what's in the written word is His will. So this has to run its course. And we need to accept that. Plain and simple. We need to accept that. And we need to act accordingly. That's all I can say on it. I mean, whatever that means to you, that means to you. It can mean something different to each and every one of us. That's between you and the Father. But let's not kid ourselves. Let's get ready. Anyway, let me jump in some headlines. I know, kind of a sobering thought, but it needs repeated because there are a lot of individuals that, they're smoking opium, and that's not good. It's never good to set yourself up for a fall, ever. And I think dreaming up schemes that we're going to be pulled out of this is very unrealistic and absolutely setting yourself up for a fall. Everything that is going on right now can be verified in that book. I mean, on a level that's jaw-dropping. Why am I supposed to think that against the written word, we're going to turn stuff around? I'm not going to waste my energy. I'm going to prepare. I'm going to try to spread the truth, spread information. See if I can do any good in all of this mess. Anyway, let me get to headlines and we'll go from there. After a sip of coffee, I gotta have a sip of coffee. Our power went out, what was that, yesterday? And I think a squirrel got. I think it's probably what it was. I don't know. We heard about 4 or 5 neat, and I mean the power kept going on, or coming on, going off, coming on, going off, and then neat, and eventually there was no more neat and no more power. So it was out for about an hour, I guess, or so, but they got it back up. Pretty sure it's probably just barbecue squirrel. Anyway, I went into full-on apocalypse mode. No, I didn't. I figured it was just isolated, considering that I heard that. So I didn't know what it was, but I figured it's probably squirrel. It happens a lot here. Okay, let's do some headlines. Focus, Mike, focus. All right, Indiana family says their 4 and 5-year-old children received COVID vaccines by mistake after flu shot mixed up at Walgreens. Kim Jong-un touts invincible North Korean forces at Pyongyang Arms Expo, condemns hostile U.S. policies and war games with Seoul. Drug to calm cytokine storm, life-saving Russian discovery could be key to stopping body suicide attack in severe COVID cases. A Bitcoin hits 5-month high of $57,000 despite looming regulation. Irish literary prodigy Sally Rooney, who supports the BDS boycott of Israel, is blasted for refusing to publish book in Hebrew. I wonder if she's any relation to Andy. I couldn't believe that I even got this video that I put out earlier monetized. It's monetized, but here's the thing. No views. Hardly any views. Jab them in their sleep. Philippines Duarte proposes new way of tackling vaccine hesitancy. Yeah, he actually said it. It's mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing. Man. Iran kicks off air defense drills in country's central desert, aiming to boost combat readiness. No apology after bombshell report claims early COVID pandemic handling is one of UK government's worst public health failures ever. IMF board backs its managing director despite claims of bias in favor of China. How do you like that? Environmental activists take Brazilian President Bolsonaro to ICC over crimes against humanity for destruction of the Amazon. U.S. and NATO deliberately trying to heat up crisis in Afghanistan after chaotic exit sparks sharp rise in refugees, Russia claims. A Beirut blast probe frozen for second time in weeks after top judge issues warrant to arrest former finance minister. Warsaw's populists are heading for the mother of all showdowns with the EU, and no, it's not Russia's fault. New London tube map sees station names replaced by prominent black people since Roman invasion. Let's see. 1 in 4 Russians believe Putin is painted as a heroic, godlike leader in mass media, a new poll reveals. UK job vacancies soar to 20-year high as nation struggles with post-Brexit and COVID labor shortages. Conservative MP dropped from charity role after alleged racist comment about non-white ministers. World needs to step up on climate change for the good of all mankind, Putin says, announcing plan to protect vast wilds of Russia. Indian drugs regulator backs homegrown Bharat Biotech's COVID-19 for kids aged 2 and above. 2. President Vladimir Putin addresses new makeup of Russian parliament on its first day back after September's election. Ex-Kremlin mastermind Surkov predicts grim future with humanless democracies where robots will control everything. Seems like others have warned about that too, even Musk. Let's see. Polish PM slams opposition for spreading lies about desire for EU Polexit amid Warsaw legal supremacy dispute. Soaring energy prices push Russian ruble to multi-month highs against dollar and euro. Okay, I gotta have a sip of coffee. This is ridiculous. There was a lot of headlines today, which is one reason I kind of got on them a little early. There was quite a few. Like I say, stuff is going to continue to roll, too. Keep that in mind, all right? It's only Tuesday. So this week is probably going to get a little hectic by the time we get to Friday. Just this feeling, and I've been pretty accurate. All right, Chinese army vows to crush Taiwan separatism and external interference after shock troops conduct assault drills, says reports. A Russian bullet manufacturer set to lose access to their biggest export market due to U.S. Navalny sanctions on ammo purchases. This is another video. Another article I did a video on. Missouri hospital CEO worried staff will quit over COVID-19 vaccination mandate. Bild roasts YouTube for stifling free speech in Germany after court rules it was wrong to delete COVID-19 interviews. Moderna says COVID booster shot needed after 6 months has requested amendment to U.S. emergency authorization for third doses. Russian region orders tough stay-at-home regime for pensioners who refuse to get COVID-19 vaccine amid sharp spike in deaths. Landmark ruling by UK's High Court grants victims of human trafficking the right to stay in Britain. Moscow's main COVID-19 hospital rapidly filling up with unvaccinated patients as autumn weather contributes to boost in infections. China launches major audit of country's financial system to root out corruption. London train comes off tracks after crashing through buffers, injuring 2 and forcing station's evacuation. Vatican enjoys diplomatic immunity, European Human Rights Court says, dismissing alleged child abuse victims. Drunk drivers to face lifetime ban from sitting behind the wheel. Russia warns if new bid to cut number of deaths on country roads. Let's see. NBA legend Michael Jordan divides fans by hailing vaccines and telling the public to buy in. Twitter mocked for introducing remove a follower button. The Americans aren't listening to us, Russia says, as major Moscow talks between Biden's envoy and Kremlin's diplomats break down. UK's Frost tells EU stop generalising Britain as Brexit obsessed and calls for intense Northern Ireland talks. Israel greenlights deal to double freshwater supply to Jordan in major new sales agreement between the two states. A Southwest CEO claims vax mandate had zero to do with mass flight cancellation and vows to defy Texas mandate ban. Going to be interesting to see how that plays out, and I bet there's a bunch more states that go on that trail, if you will. Let's see. Taliban recognition still off the table for Berlin, Merkel says, as EU pledges $1.2 billion in aid to Afghanistan. Yeah, I mean, they won't recognize them, but here, have $1.2 billion. Let's see. Police probe traffic stop where paraplegic black man was pulled from car by his hair. And I watched the video, and I don't give a damn what they thought. What they did was uncalled for. And there was nothing. I don't care what house he was coming from. I saw nothing about them finding any drugs on him. The only thing that I saw was a fairly large amount of cash that they claim the dog hit on as having had drugs near it. I've seen too many BS civil asset forfeiture stories. Yeah. Not gonna jump on the buying that train, that's for sure. So anyway, yeah, this poor man, I mean, they literally drug him out by his hair. Paraplegic. And the dude was calm. He was asking to see a supervisor. And I could tell what he was trying to do. He was just trying to get somebody else there with a calm head without a authoritarian complex to be able to deal with this matter in a proper way. But instead, we went full authoritarian, drugged the guy out by his hair, and it's nobody's damn business what that money is. They didn't catch him doing anything illegal. Ain't nobody's damn business what that money is. I'm sorry, that's just my thoughts on it. Just my thoughts on it. They didn't catch him doing it. They can't prove he was doing something illegal with that cash. And he didn't have a bunch of drugs in the vehicle too, along with the cash. Then what do you really have? Other than a BS case with screwed up laws that allows you to steal the money and jail the man. Whatever. For a different time, I guess. But it frustrates me. Second Facebook whistleblower comes forward to call for content crackdown, says she'll testify in Congress. A Daily Express retracts story on Russia stealing Sputnik 5 vaccine recipe, but the original fake news publisher, The Sun, persists. A report on institutional racism facing black scientist in UK draws race-baiting accusations. Okay, Boomer. Representative Maxine Waters mocked for claiming active Twitter account was hacked and erased. Gabby Petito's cause of death revealed to be strangulation a month into media frenzy around blogger's tragic fate. Hitler, Hamas, Hillbilly Militia Squad. It's hard for me to say it. Hillbilly Militia Squad. Facebook secret blacklist exposed, and there's a ton on there. And there's a link in the article that will take you to the full list, and you can see everybody that's listed on their blacklist. Whatever. Let's see. Vaccine mandates are good for the economy, the White House claims, chalking up Southwest flight cancellations just a little hubbub. Washington, D.C. metro train derails. I'm pretty sure that all of Washington, D.C. has derailed. But anyway, going on, in a tunnel, major lines shut down during rush hour. Police blame violence in America, pursue gunman after college football game, row ends with fatal shooting outside Alabama home. Yeah, I guess they were, I don't know if they bet on the football game or what, but yeah, one dude wound up shot. I mean, it's crazy. Crazy. Let's see. Gunman kills 2 co-workers and shoots themselves in Memphis post office rampage, the FBI confirms. Not a whole lot of details beyond that. Havana syndrome cases reported at U.S. Embassy in Colombia ahead of Blinken visit. Interesting. Anyway, that's the headlines. I am going to get out of here. I am going to relax the rest of the evening. And God willing, we'll see you back tomorrow. Again, I have a feeling it's going to be a little more of a doozy tomorrow. So anyway, hopefully we have better audio tomorrow. I hope. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for being here. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.